allegedly. This is the same person, or if you say to him, you know what? Fuck your studio. Nando Segebukai, I'll share. I'll use mine. Marco Batlafon, so. Just because you don't fully want to depend on him and you don't give him the access to all your masters, he's gonna fucking block you.
Exactly.
He's gonna fucking.
As I was saying, so I came across Bafana Bafana and the fact that they are actually in the, I don't know if it was quarterfinals or semi-finals or going to the semi-finals.
Boo a soccer fan.
I was actually shocked because Nakitseba like they are always just losing. And
Bluntly, right? NEC is exploiting Skomota because how dare you use Skomota to campaign their money?
It's only McLaren. He didn't buy it.
apparently,
They took it back. Yeah, no, he didn't buy it. They took it back after. What happened? It was a sponsor. It was either a sponsorship or he was leasing it. Then they took it back. Cassper doesn't have that long money, guys.
Ayo, what it is, what it do. Welcome to it, man. It's GSL Podcast. It's Global Streetz Live. My name is Karen Mtetu Somuhle, the uncle from the ghetto, doing big things in the city. I got the poisons. To my left, which is your right, got the boy Jeezy, so easy. And to my right, which is your left. We got Lesego, the man who I wish had a less ego. That's what's up. Behind the camera, we got the Batman, the Ghost, the Dark Knight, Namani, nah man, Kagiso, KG, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yo.
What it do, my chance?
Oh, good.
No, we're nice. We're nice.
Look at the boys being nice today. Look at the boys being nice.
Lady be always nice.
We won't do that because we know how last week's episode started. But anyway, it's a brand new week, brand new energy. We also want to introduce our VVIP, which is you at home who's watching. Shout out to you. Our subbies are growing. I will never get tired of saying this. Shout out to the Street Squad. And if you're new here, and if you don't know, don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can hear us coming down the street like the ice cream man, the boys. Who's about to ease us into things because I feel like we always do a recap of something spicy that happened or something spicy you want to share.
Or where the week is.
I think he's gonna say something about sweaty man running after something and kicking it.
Funny you say that. You know, there was actually a friend of mine who every time would like say, hey, come, let's go and play. Let's go and watch soccer. And he'd be like, why do you want us to go and watch men running after each other and sweating?
For 90 minutes.
And
they are one of the most paid human beings in the world.
Was it a guy though?
Yeah, it was obviously a guy.
It's a guy. I mean, I'm expecting that from the likes of Karens.
No, but it was a guy. Like, is that thing, he just felt the rhyme. What's the point? Because, okay, now talking about what happened this week, let me get into that. I came across Bafana Bafana, you know?
You came across?
Randomly, yes. The reason why I say I came across is because
that laughter.
I'm not a soccer fan.
Okay.
I've never been a soccer fan.
Okay.
Yes, I can play it, but you know, it's not something I've ever really.
It's
the guy no fielding.
Lady left it to
Okay, take 50.
50. Okay, Uteka maybe it's not my strong point, but one pale khale ke dlala.
Could you?
You know, indoor soccer khale ke dlala and so on.
I can't.
Defender alien, no nonsense defender.
Which one?
What pirate?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
Oche Mabizel.
No.
Which one?
No. But yeah, no nonsense defender. Polo etla. Hatre pia anything ke poo.
Wins.
Kukupa post-production in Kenya to the cricket. And I had a moment. Post-production. So tell us, man, what happened during the week?
So as I was saying, so I came across Bafana Bafana and the fact that they are actually in the, I don't know if it was quarterfinals or semi-finals or going to the semi-finals.
Who was soccer fan?
I was actually shocked because Nakitseba like they are always just losing. And I can't, but you know, I think to make our loser.
Yeah.
You know what happened in the previous World Cup? Even when we hosted it, we lost in the first leg, boom, out. You know what?
Yeah.
So to hear about these semi-finals, I was like, okay, there might be some hope for these guys. You know what? So I'm not gonna get into detail as you would have. Maybe Tanzoro prefer or challenge, like what's happening?
Okay. I really prefer
Plus, I go skipper.
Emma, before Uri brief,
5 skipper.
is it true that majority of the team gave out to Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
So,
Like majority being?
like for an
percentage?
example,
Like maybe 8-7
on Saturday, they were playing Cape Verde.
Yeah.
So out of the starting 11 of 11 players, probably 8 of them, they're from Sundowns.
8.
Yeah, we're like Sundowns. I saw
Jeez,
that.
bro, that's more than like 80%.
It was even a heated topic in the taxi today.
So what did I want to say? Yes. So they won on Saturday against Cape Verde.
Yeah.
They're going to the semi-finals. And then if they win against, which is today at 7 o'clock, Wednesday, if they do win against Nigeria, then we go into the finals.
Shit.
Right?
But this.
So your comment on they play shit, that was back in the day.
That was back in the day. Things have
Things
changed.
have changed in the last, since Hugo Bruce, who is the coach now, in the last probably 3 years,
3 years.
2.5 years, right?
Okay,
Things have changed.
All right.
And
No, it's
also,
good. I'm glad that things
The
have
reason
changed.
why we have so many Sundowns players
Yeah.
playing for Bafana Bafana is because Sundowns is actually, if not the best team in the
the elite
continent,
team.
the second best team.
No,
Okay.
I
In the
think it's
continent.
first.
Oh, okay.
If it's Al Ahly, I think it's the first.
Sundowns.
Shit.
It's
in the continent.
I
That's pretty
feel because they're getting knocked out. Like for an example, they also they got knocked out of the Champions League last season. They're part of it now. Hopefully they'll go all the way, but they won the African League competition, which is for the entire continent. So they're currently the champions. So they're doing so well with all the money that Mutsipe is putting into that goddamn team. The results we're seeing in benefiting as Bafana Bafana.
No, that's good.
And I heard a rumor
Proud.
today that apparently if they win, I don't know, the next round, they're getting like R1 million each as a bonus.
I don't know what they signed, but they signed
No, that's what
something.
Motsepe said to them, allegedly.
Some
Could
good
have a guy
motivation.
meter each if they
That's
win.
good
Nah, he can't.
motivation.
That will be conflict of interest because Mutsipe is the president of African
Cup of
CAF. basically.
Mara, as Bafana Bafana can be
Well,
Mamelodi.
he is, for an example, he's been attending all of these games, right? But he
Oh.
cannot sing the
he's
national
like a
anthem.
president, so
he
he
cannot
can't-
be excited
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Bafana
yeah.
Bafana
Okay.
scores. Obviously, he's gonna be excited because
it's his
he's
country.
South
but-
African,
yeah.
right? But he can't be because
He can't be.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
he
be
can't choose.
interest.
He
Yeah,
can't choose a team.
because I mean, it will be like he's biased.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
maybe his decisions they're going to be biased.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Since we didn't buy the t-shirts because the steal. Ala boys, at least let's take a Bologna. I want to get a band back a Bologna today. I support the boys. I'm going to it is funny. Like shout out. But okay, now I'm bringing it back. Yo guys, today's episode is going to be hot. I don't even know if time is going to allow, but the big theme, by the look of things, is music and the music business. By the look of things, right? So I feel like I've got the most drama and I just want to kick it off, you know? So if you are an avid TikTok lover like myself, or I think maybe you, because like I feel like you don't even have a choice. You just get addicted to TikTok. We all know that music is in the heartbeat. Basically, it's just the heartbeat of TikTok, you know? You cannot for the life of me switch on TikTok and not hear do-do-do, do-do-do,
And challenges.
do-do-do. And that exact for the fact that you say that dance challenges to even be precise, you see. So I think it's something that we all did not pay much attention to. TikTok has just always been there with music. But we, as the users, were not aware that before the inception of the app, there was a legal binding contract between TikTok and UMG, which is Universal Music group, right? So if you have no idea the power that UMG possesses, like big people are signed there. You know, we're talking people that are actually huge. In South Africa, we're talking probably, I think it's Nasty C. I think Cassper's there as well. We also have like your Shakana. No, Shakana's Sony, I'm lying. We've got, who's this? We got Musa Sukwene. Like all the piano kids, majority of them are like scouted there. And even though it's just distribution deals, but they're under UMG.
Yeah.
Internationally, it's even worse, you know. You've got Nicki, Minaj, all these big pop stars from there. I think even Justin. Yeah, I think Justin Bieber as well.
And Taylor Swift.
And Drake.
We thought Twerk Taylor.
Eh?
We thought Twerk Taylor.
Taylor Swift.
We thought Twerk Taylor. Run it back, but it's fine. We're not there. Yeah, you know. So
Taylor Swift, man.
Sorry. You know, so all the big stars are part of UMG. And now TikTok and UMG decided they are not renewing their contract. Now, just to shed some light as to why. TikTok, the contract was about to be renewed, so they were in negotiations. And while they were sitting, UMG was like, yo, TikTok dog, what's up? What's good? Like, I know I'm nice. What's easy? Like, look, I'm excited, man. We've been doing some great work together. Our artists are eating, and it's usually because of what you're doing. So shout out. So like, yo, no, shout out to you because people like my app because of your shandies. Shout out. So UMG's like, oh, so shout out to me. He's like, yeah. It's like, okay, let's talk about the guap. TikTok is now making real good money. So you can't pay me like a Spotify would or what would, because now I run your show. Yeah. So better percentages for my artists, please. Yeah. TikTok was like, oh yeah? Come on, the bread. You're paying measly cents, you know? And these people have trends that go on, and that even create... These trends not only trend, but they are pop culture, and they influence culture. Mm-hmm. Even not only on TikTok, but they all spread out into like real life or like your Instagram or office spaces, you know. So the artists are on a bit more. So we're actually talking about not only you being given access to our database and music, sure. TikTok wasn't guys, what it's been dope, Donna, and out.
Must be born.
That was it. Yes. And then TikTok was like, I'm out. UMG was like, oh, I fail. TikTok app, music, every app, and then every video.
Yeah.
So you go on TikTok now, you just see us dancing. The music is gone. You know, it is your dog. Like, because I didn't even understand. Because I had posted a video that was doing really well, and I was just like, why is my audio mute? You know. Copyright infringement on TikTok. That's usually like a YouTube thing, a Facebook thing. So I'm like, what do you mean? Because I used like a track. I searched it and I used the soundtrack of it. Like, nah. And then that's when I read up about it. And TikTok and UMG, by finding out the middle finger. But what you guys did not see, or maybe you did, is that Sony Music used that chance to shine. So now they are pushing their music on the platform. So not legally with TikTok, but like now, say you wanna like got TikTok, I wanna release some music so that now that the UMG people basile space gap using the sounds are brilliant marketing for me. Because now that I think about it, I did not know that UMG was signed with TikTok, and it makes perfect sense why their numbers
TikTok made a deal with all of them, because there's 3 major labels.
Okay.
There's Warner, so there's Sony.
Oh, Warner, the Warner Brothers.
Universal.
Okay.
Yes. So Universal is the biggest label currently. Not by a huge band, but it is a
yeah, because it's got all the hot people, like majority of the...
Sony and Warner, they very big.
Yeah,
it's just this big slide.
Yeah,
but now, with them giving each other the middle finger, I guess it's giving the other two a bigger playing field for them to do like their thing. And I just really don't know what it's gonna mean, because I feel like one of the upper hands that UMG had in the game was that they know they can push your music, and that's why a lot of big people sign distribution with them, because they can push. And I think losing TikTok in their belt is also going to be tough, because you're
almost indefinitely assured that if you sign with them, your music is gonna.
What Universal
trend.
is saying is that only 1% of their revenue is coming from TikTok.
Which is terrible.
So they can do.
That's
without,
exactly what they
right?
said. Yeah.
So the only people that are losing here is artists.
And that's what UMG said. They brought it to the table. So what you look like you huffing and puffing. You want to die. Let it out.
I've been trying to see a space to get in, but
Come in. I saw
I
you
can't
now.
see it. Anyway, I saw the statement from, I didn't read the entire statement, but I saw the statement from TikTok.
Okay.
And they accused Universal of corporate greed.
Yeah,
Right?
That's
They
the
did
first
word
one,
it
yeah.
So, and I do agree with them, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the deal was, and I don't know what the percentages are, but I would like to assume that the same percentages that they give to Warner and Sony, they're exactly the same as the one that they offer to Universal. Also, Universal, on their statement that they released, is that TikTok, they would like to have a better deal so that their artists, they can benefit more. That's Universal.
Yeah, that's
right?
what.
To me, it doesn't make sense that a Sony and a Warner, yes, so Sony is bigger than Warner. Warner is just coming behind them, right? Sony is bigger than Warner. But I would like to believe that Sony also knows their worth. So they wouldn't just accept
Come
a
up
deal
and be
which is
like,
whack. So
Yeah.
how would Sony accept a deal that Universal will say, nah, fuck it?
But I feel like understand the principle. We are not saying gore tjhelete ke di-peanuts. We are UMG went there and said, "Ntwana, bump the cheese up."
Why?
And then TikTok itse akiba. UMG re phela ku ncing, re le nna ku ncing sharp.
Could it be by our ring? They are looking at the fact that they are popular, or they are bringing.
They've got
they are
bigger
bringing in
numbers.
bigger
Yeah,
numbers, you know what I mean? So now they're coming at
Peter
TikTok and be like, "Hey,
artists.
man, look, we're going big, and it'd be nice for you to just bump it up a bit, bump up the
Yeah.
cheese a bit, because we're doing our job and we're doing it more than maybe these other two that you have contracted to. So give us a little bit more."
But remember, it's a partnership. So if you're saying bump up the cheese, why? And
That's why they, I don't know. That's
Look
why
at it.
could either be
TikTok
Tawari
also has
artists,
a leverage.
honestly, or
they have over 1 billion or about 1 billion users of TikTok. You know, Luana, how about a challenge and you're like, oh, this song is nice.
Yeah.
Shazam.
yeah.
It's bringing numbers for Universal. Like, as big as Universal is, remember all the other labels, they're going to either get distribution deals. So even, in the world, if there's 3 major labels, all other labels are going to filter amongst those 3 labels. So if you're going to Shazam and you're going to stream, because of they gave them the platform for
Yeah.
their music to be advertised,
Advertised, yeah.
it's a win-win for both.
Exactly. Also, to add on that,
That's why corporate greed.
I hear your argument, right? That maybe they thought that they have the bigger artists
Yeah.
and everything, so they think they deserve more. Yes. I'll make an example with ShopRite, right? If you have your product and your product, for an example, you own a Coca-Cola, which is, I'd like to believe it's bought more than any other fizzy drink,
brand,
right?
yeah. Mhm.
Just because they buy it more, it does. I don't think it means that you need to get more, right? Yes, maybe you might be getting more compared to the others because they're less popular,
Yeah,
right?
they're not
Maybe the
getting
deal is
sales
better
as
for
much,
you,
yeah.
but for you to say, I'll bring it back to the artist. For you to say my artists are bigger, so I deserve to get maybe
Marara paraphrase.
3 times more.
They are big. But it's just
no,
more
we
money.
it's just an argument. Right?
Okay.
It's just an argument. Nakwana, we don't know
Yeah.
what was said, right? So we're just assuming here.
Allegedly.
But given the statements from both of the parties, I'd like to believe that they tried to negotiate, but they
Yeah.
never came to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, also Universal, the 1% of their revenue might be coming from TikTok. I understand that as a corporate, right? However, the biggest losers in this thing are the artists. Imagine you are a Namapiano artist and you can't promote your song on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's where the challenges are living.
True.
You can't have a challenge anywhere else. Well, you can, but it's not going to be that
They can,
popular.
but I think now it's not going to be licensed. Now your music, your intellectual property is no longer protected because I think that's what they do before release.
You won't be able to.
John.
They're going to
Because
mute it.
they Universal
hold it.
essentially own that song.
Yeah.
Mabo?
So they'll
So
mute it.
even when as an
As an
artist you want to
individual,
push it
if you want
there,
to post it, you can't.
you can't if your contract.
Is with
You're actually right because you're reminding me of a time where I was still in radio and we had Teleman for an interview and he just dropped a new album, got the size, that was then. And then Universal Music was like, we're going to give you certain, like I have a friend, Ledne, who's like, I'm going to give you songs that are allowed to be playlisted. And then I'm going to give you additional songs that you're only going to give airplay because it's a special interview. Immediately after this airplay, take them down. But these are the 2 songs that you're only allowed to play. So I think,
Here's a twist, right? We'll just go with it for argument's sake.
Hey, wait, that.
Do you think maybe Taylor Swift might have put a hand on Universal and saying, let's do 1, 2, 3? The reason I'm saying this, listen, one of the argument of Universal is that TikTok is not protecting their artist when it comes to artificial intelligence and like the bullying and all that shit.
shit.
This is after last week Taylor Swift
Yeah,
was
that's
having that
interesting.
saga with
The
artificial
AI
intelligence.
thing, yeah.
And if you recall, I think last year, or the year before, Taylor Swift had like an altercation with, can't you watch that streamline service? Not Apple Music, in
Spotify?
Spotify. And basically it ended up giving Universal and her, Taylor Swift, a good deal out of that Spotify thing. So she's very influential. And she's one of the biggest artists in
the world.
Universal. Yeah, in the world, not even Universal in the world. So what if she had a hand on this whole drifting?
You know who I think had a hand in this whole thing? I think it's the US. Because
United States.
currently the senators that side, they're fighting with all of these social media platforms. And they despise TikTok because they think it's affiliated with the Chinese.
Yeah.
For an example, this past week on TikTok, this interview, I don't know, it was a sitting, it was a hearing, whereby this senator, I don't know what's his name, but he's a politician that side. He's asking this CEO of TikTok, where you from? And he says, I'm from Singapore. And he tries to come back and tries to make it seem like he's from whatever, from China, because they have a problem with China and they're very insecure when it comes to China. They think it's their biggest, well, maybe it's
It probably is.
it's
Competitors or something.
so I think it has something to do with that, because obviously the politicians, they control everything, especially
you might have a
internationally.
point.
Yeah.
Because at some point, China banned your Twitter and your Facebook.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
saying
yeah, I
they're
know,
using
banally.
those platforms to spy on them. And there was also an argument where the American senators are saying China is using TikTok to spy on them.
So I think it has something to do with it. But
Okay.
like I said, the biggest losers here are the artists.
Other artists, and I think
true.
that's where you sit down on the table and you refuse to give each other the middle finger. You find something that is
Yeah.
amicable.
Balance.
and
And that's who's important here, really, to
What
be honest.
Universal was blaming TikTok for is that they're only pushing the big artists, like your Drake, your Taylor Swift, but the smaller artists, they're not
Coming.
pushing their music through. It's like they're muting it on purpose so we can push the bigger artists.
But guys, I feel like also that's a different conversation, and I think I don't want to go in for the sake of time. But there's something called shadow banning, and there's like anyone that just goes through doom scrolling on TikTok. Catch it or it didn't. I feel like it's a dopamine field, and whatever you recognize, you're highly likely to stop and listen to. And it's so much easier for Drake to, even if it's a shit song, it's gonna market
catch
like
you, yeah.
so much easier. Like right now, going into the same beef that's like cooking right now with Nicki Minaj and Megan, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We all know about it because one, but Ropi Lady Project, and they've been in the game consistently. Well, okay, Megan the Stallion has been like in the game for 3-4 years now. I'm not too sure, but also she's one of the people that had Animal Gaming. She was lucky enough to get like the biggest collaborations in the industry. It is hard. I don't care how many years you've been in the industry. It's hard to get Beyonce on your song. and they won an award together, and they were even on stages together, and Beyonce was so nice. I won for award. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a matter of you could have a dope song, and I think we've said this on another episode. You could have a really great song, and I have just a shit song, but just because I'm this person, I'm highly likely to get the influence. But before you blame TikTok of not pushing anyone, there's something they call shadow burning. There's so many things that happen on TikTok. Do your research on how to actually get traction, because if you actually do your research, TikTok said start posting your videos in landscape and no longer portrait for you to get more viewers. Exactly. So moving on to
before you move on,
yes,
I just want to close this thing. Stay away from Universal as an artist. They greedy.
Okay, by the way, so Nicki Minaj living in the Stallion Valana. So, obviously, I think it's Pink Friday 3 or 2. I think it's 3, yes. So, Nicki Minaj just took out a brand new album, and we were excited about that. We are happy about it. Especially, there was a song that was doing really well on TikTok. High heels on my tippies, huh? And then buy me vitamins when I ride the, okay, whatever. So I was excited about that. And Tugu how new song cover picture is the Bigfoot. Now I hear
it's Megan that started.
Oh, Bifali Megan the style. Whoa, I can defend. I can mean big in that. Ofuna ukuhlepula ijeje ulihlepula mina ngisayibika indaba kubantu abadala ama-VVIP we-street squad ngibabikela indaba mina ngithi ayibo ake ningisize ningibukisa la ekhaya sibathi sithi sajabulela u-high heels on my tiphi sithi Bigfoot yena like unyawo oluncane ukuya Bigfoot ulugcoka ikwayikwaya amantombazana bayagejana ngama diss track. Angithi in hip hop culture it's diss tracks, and for me I feel like this is going to be interesting because limajita. Diss tracks, I don't know what the limits are because, there's certain things
There's
I feel
no
like.
limits.
Yeah, there are no limits.
There's no fucking limits.
There's no limits.
Do you say that to someone?
There's no fucking limits, my nigga. There's no, you see, but you see,
guys,
you see the mother of the mother that passed away and everything. That one is hard, but there's no limits.
It's hard.
Remember
no
Tupac and I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. No limits.
There's no limits.
The Eminem Apifeli MJ Kelly. It's because MJ Kelly was talking about Eminem's daughter.
Exactly.
Like anything that can get to you.
Yeah.
Also, that's how diss tracks work.
Yeah, the purpose is to get to you.
A diss track is a street fight.
Yeah.
If on a stick, you grab anything and you use
That's
it.
a dope analogy. That's exactly what it is.
It's a street, but I don't know. I just feel like, in as much as, because for me, remember there was a point, rest in peace, where Keenan even went on Twitter and said, "Yo, must boost to Cassper." I just feel like you don't do that. Like there's just levels that you just don't. And it's West Coast side, even West Coast.
And also, it would have been, it would have been not so offensive if maybe Megan's mother was still alive.
Yes, that even hit
It was
worse.
not going to be that she's dead and you're going straight to her mother that's dead.
And I'm even saying that on the
Going straight to the grave.
My nigga.
Oh my God. Because imagine like the back and forth. I'm just like, what?
That's a crazy diss track, but
wait, before you go, you said something very important when I opened up. You said Mara Megan or Nicki.
No, Megan.
Okay, tell it on.
So Megan on the song His, right? Even
the
though,
snake one with the snake covers.
yeah.
Okay.
So even though on the song she was not naming names and she was not being direct about who she's referring to. So there's a lot of people that she's dissing there, especially because of the case with Tory Lanez. So a lot of people had something to say.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people, they still not believing that actually Tory Lanez is the one that shot her.
Isn't he serving like 10 years?
He is. So it's because of that whole situation with Tory Lanez, and then she had to address a couple of people, and also Nicki's husband also cashed a bullet on one of those bullets there that were being dished out, right? And then Nicki, being Nicki, was like, "Fuck it. I mean, let's go to the ring. If you wanna take it there, then let's go there." It's just that Nicki took it. She was very intentional. Nicki, she was naming
didn't beat
names.
around the bush.
She was going at her, and she actually recorded that song on the same day of the release of his song by Megan, because she went on live and she actually played the song. She recorded the song on the very same day.
Look, for lack of a better thing or word, I feel, and these are just feelings, right? And this is why we are safe, because we are at a podcast, because you can feel and you can think and you can just say, because you're just talking. I feel like there's a back and forth, because people are saying, no, ki Nicki Minaj, she's a bully. No, ki Megan Kadile. No, even though Kwena, like, you know what this feels like? A cat fight, you know, like, I just genuinely feel like it's shown. For me, it has shown over the years that Nicki Minaj was sokola go sa blame before dilo, and it's one of the shitwana but ke khomya moshate why shapa o molato why lesa o molato, you know what I mean? If she would have kept quiet, the same thing guys, the same thing these people do in the studio, right? So
Sensei.
so sometimes we fight amongst each other, right? Or maybe I'll say something mean to Khwiti, and the Cassper be like, "Oh, so and look,
Of that,
Yeah.
actually, I wanted to go there. You say that there's always issues, or there's always people that are
come on.
what did you say about Nicki? They're always coming for Nicki or something.
Yeah, like I feel like she's always
It's the fans, and I'll tell you why. Because she used to have a problem with Cardi B when Cardi B was at the top, right? A couple of
but
years
there's
ago,
there's
right?
there's
And then
clues behind why.
and then now there's issues with Megan. The problem is that whenever there's a new artist that is going to come up, they're going to compare it to that artist that has always been there. So it's going to be that comparison
Yeah,
from the fans.
And they're in
so
the
the
same
fans are
league
the
as
ones
well,
that are
so
putting
makes
these
sense,
things.
yeah.
Okay.
But I wanna pose a question to you guys.
Wait, before you pose the question, the Bobs are also very unruly because Nicki Minaj's fans have gone to vandalize Megan Thee Stallion's mom's grave.
Hey. Yeah.
They fucked it up, and now they
way.
beefed up security at the grave. By the way,
You know why I'm smiling there. Not because of what they did. Kinani Pina Elea Kanye West piss on the grave. I can tell me why he that.
no, that's literally what they did. Apparently, they like vandalized that grave.
That's fucked up.
And then now there's like,
don't fuck
no,
with
but how about
intense,
Roma? How about
But I'm saying you
Roma?
don't fuck
it's a
with
bit
it for
intense.
any human. For any
Yeah, for
human.
any human, true.
Now Kang Shapa Karen, your mom's grave is off the limit. Anyone's grave is off the limit.
Nah, they fucked up her mother's grave. So,
You
and
know,
apparently there's like
AKA
beefed
once
up
said-
security right now at the grave.
AKA once said, when it's war, it's war.
Understand with me, when it's war, it's war. You were gonna ask something, so we can
I'm
wrap
gonna
up
ask-
this and go past this.
Why is it when it comes to hip hop, ne? Females always have a problem with one another. They never
Exactly.
like get along. It's always fighting. If you look, ne, Nicki has fought with
Lil Kim.
Little Kim,
Exactly.
Naoki Megan. It has been Cardi B. So any female that's and also what I don't like, ne, is females they come up one at a time, ne, and the one that's coming up always beef with the one that had the crown before her. Even if they're off each other's leagues or different type of fan base, but
Yeah.
they always go for each other's throats. Why is that, Karen? And I'm asking you, maybe it's a female thing.
Ayo butam repa ki yo punto puting. Well, my part of it is just women fight regardless.
Yeah, I was just
Women
about-
fight regardless.
also
If,
think-
I don't want to say it in a bad way, but it's like you guys adding another girl to that podcast. There's also going to be that subtle animosity because you want to be the queen.
Now, why doesn't that happen in other music genres?
It does. Even in the acting industry, in the
I
presenting
think
industry, it does.
it's because the female space or the female
the only
it's
difference
very
is that
limited to on hip hop.
and
It's a- it's a-
also
it's
the
a-
others
it's a
can't
man's
take out
sport.
diss tracks. The others can't take out diss tracks. So in any other
genre. Yeah.
genre, anything of work, they can't take out diss tracks, but they don't
They can't be
like
vile,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah, they
Yeah,
can't
they
be-
can't.
can't be-
Hip hop is the only place where you
can
are
express
allowed
yourself,
to just
yeah.
say, "Hey, wena ke re mama gago ke legwapa."
Makes sense. But all I'm getting from this is that females are a problem.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna lie. Facts.
Whether there's no other females, it's just men and women. Female are always the
The
problem.
woman is but or pick Misha, never mind. Moving before and then after we can liquidated like another company. Wait, a company file for liquidation show.
Liquidation. The liquidator.
The
So yeah,
fire.
I'm sure you guys have obviously heard that Drip Footwear
Yeah.
that is owned by Lekau is actually getting liquidated.
Are they filing for already?
Well, they have already. I think they're in the process of filing for it, and yeah. So this is because of the fact that Drip, as in the company, the footwear, could not pay up its debts that they were in. So I think Lekau is also now being brought in because obviously he's the owner, and it also mentioned things about surety, whereas he also needs to like cough out some sort of or be brought in to that. But I'm not going to get into the surety part of it. But this is what's happening. And it's a really sad story to actually hear, because Drippy, when it was obviously introduced, I think when 2021,
I'm not too sure.
I think
like,
before.
was it before that?
Maganele Bathu, it's really like little twins, like little rival twins.
Yeah, so obviously this is a black-owned label.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you look at it, you, as black people, and a lot of black people who want to start their own businesses, companies, and you name it, they feel very inspired by that move, or they were very inspired by that move. So when you see such actually happening, you end up just feeling otherwise, about the fact that Nkare, there's a very short space of lifespan, or there's a very short lifespan in maybe the businesses and companies that black people actually bring about. Nkare, you only have a certain period, and after that, you're out. Killer one.
So you done, my nigga?
Yeah, for now.
So,
For now.
to add on what you are saying with regards to this situation for Drip, actually, the advertising company, it's the one that is actually filed for the liquidation.
For the liquidation, yeah.
For Drip to be liquidated. And I remember, so the same company is the one that is responsible for the billboards that Drip used to have, right?
Advertising.
I think I once saw one in M1. So the I don't want to call it a problem, but the main issue that I have here with regards to this whole thing is that how do you strike a deal? Because I would like to believe that Drip had maybe not enough money, but enough money to do advertising in other platforms instead of going to go and get that debt that you don't even know how you're going to pay back, right? And it's so much in terms of the money that they owe. And for me, the question would be, why are you getting into debt because of advertising while you have momentum, because your shoe is now popular? Because the momentum is slightly died down. The Drip that we knew post COVID and the popularity of it is not the one that we see now that was popular then, right? How are you getting into deals and you're not sure how you're going to pay back the money? Because there's a lot of stores that they used to open.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely sure that all of Ibile back then, when they kept on opening those stores, I think it's noted that once asked, when you're opening these stores, is the demand that big?
So I think that's where the issue is, like the demand part of it.
Smart.
Because
rent.
they get this hype. I think what happens immediately when something like this comes out, there's this hype. Everybody's coming across as though they will be supporting it.
Exactly.
Killer man. So now you're looking at this and you're seeing people really loving it. And obviously social media is probably the platform where they are seeing responses.
Yeah.
To say this is beautiful, oh, we love it, how much, I'm buying it, month end, whenever it's going to be launched, I'm there. But then that does not happen on ton. So I think that's one thing. But you also mentioned COVID, which could be another setback. You know, one. A lot of people obviously lost jobs during the COVID period.
Yeah.
So affordability became a little bit of an issue. So yeah,
We can also,
you know, Drip is I would say it's a premium brand.
Isn't it like a K?
Yeah. So
K,
the
ne?
shoe.
Yeah.
It differs because they have a couple of.
No, I'm saying just like
it's around
a roundabout.
There. It's around
K,
there.
so.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a premium
Also,
price.
if we do the blaming, we blame COVID and everything. We need to blame cereals economy too.
Yeah, true.
But I think we also get into a point, guys, don't you think, where our economy is like trying to bounce back from? Because like at least now people are working, people are gigging.
I think one of the problem can also be management. You find it's not that people are not affording to buy, which is a factor also. But they went in the deal knowing how the economy is. It's not like COVID struck when the deal was already made.
Yeah.
It was post-COVID, so
Yeah,
they they already had an idea how the economy is.
Why would you
There
do
was
that?
a video Nicki Shebile ya Vusi Tembegwai. Ari, because you a founder doesn't mean you should be a CEO.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, actually.
That was the reason why Steve Jobs bamuntite as a CEO, because now the decisions you need to make as a CEO and as a founder creator
are different.
So it's an emotional
Yes,
decision.
what you're also on wanting to be the founder and the coach, and it
And the
doesn't
bus
work.
drive.
Yes, it doesn't work. Sometimes you
You're
might
gonna
say,
mess up at some point.
I gave birth to this brand. Let me take a back seat and
And
put
let somebody
someone
else
who
run
can
it.
be in. Yes, like a lot of companies are going online. Oh, Zara closing the
lot.
stores because
Almost
now,
everyone, to even Checkers, even Pick and Pay,
Yes.
even
because
everybody.
now you don't want to pay rent where in a month you're only getting 5 people there.
Doesn't make
Push people
sense.
to go online. Maybe put five stores in Gauteng and 2 other provinces. The rest online.
For accessibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I think you guys know, you seem knowledgeable. On average, how much is, like, let's say, Kipuka Space Go Skate, Kipuka, like, shop, 100K
Rent.
per
I
month.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's
But if anything above 30, depending on the size.
Per month.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the.
On top of that, you need to pay the workers. Wabona, like that operating
area as
system
well
they
plays
use, the software they use to say what the papers for printing,
The lights.
the lights,
Water,
the storage,
got
also on
utilities,
Twitter.
yeah. And also don't forget
goes
that
pretty big.
because regardless of rent, you still have to renovate that shop, and that's on your own cost. Like a Reka shop,
Yeah.
True. This is separate. Yeah, it's separate from rent.
So I think you're onto something when you speak about that, because yes, Likao founded the shoe, but he could have just handed over everything to a CEO, someone that has been in the game and has done this.
Their purpose is to grow.
And they will come up with stuff that are going to grow the business instead of saying, this is my shit, I can run this shit. Typical example of a person that did that, it's McG. So McG has a CEO, right?
Yeah.
His job is just to
He
be a
just
host.
comes, switches on the mic, does his
He's
thing.
there. He doesn't even do anything because everyone is doing. There's people that are doing everything, right?
Admin,
He just comes there, shoots, and then he leaves.
Later, man.
There's a reason why it's the biggest.
It's
podcast.
because he's not a
he's
businessman.
now just an employee. Although he owns it, he's now just an employee. Because
Exactly.
sometimes you may grow a company to 10 million. After 10 million, you have no idea how to operate
plateau.
beyond it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you plateau.
So it's for someone who knows that ball game to go into that field to do that.
And stick in what you're good at, I suppose.
Yeah.
But like, what are
Jack of
you?
all trades.
And master of none. So what are you like? What closing remarks about this whole thing? Because I feel like it's tricky. Because okay, so wait, guys, how file for liquidation? You can't come back. It means you're dead. You're done. What does it mean? Like I'm
Yeah, it's
trying
the end of the business practically.
forever or like what's a
So my
May-
understanding, liquidation just means opatala your debtors,
Yeah.
the people you owe.
The people you
So they're
owe.
not killing the company. They're just saying sell the company's
broke.
assets so they can pay
Yeah,
off
so
their
they can pay
debts.
off your debts.
So they're not closing the company. They're just selling off their assets.
But what I also think here is that I say Kwetsi. I don't know if you can still open it, but a lot of people who do get their companies liquidated, they open
Hardly
it
ever come
under they open it under like another name, same whatever, but just
Yeah.
under a different name.
That's going to be hard. Imagine all the money you were borrowing to make sure that this brand is known
Yeah.
and having to.
Imagine you have grown the brand up to this far.
And then
Now you
you
have to start
rename
afresh
it.
with a new name.
Because also, like, I see, I don't know, I actually can't see where they could have gone wrong. Because when I see them, it's hard to differentiate them between Batu. And I feel like Batu is doing great because just this past week, they launched a new shoe called Indo Fire. You know, and they had trompis at the launch. It was nice. It was
Trompies.
But I think
Indo Fire. Indo Fire.
I think what Kagiso said
Marketing
could
genius.
also hold a valid reason as to why they are where they are.
What did Kagiso say?
Management.
Ay, was it
I think management could also play a big role.
putting people in their respective roles.
Putting
that
people in the and who does what. Because sometimes if you think you're gonna do everything, it's not gonna happen.
You know, also to add on that, that's very true. I think as people, we need to normalize. You might have a great idea, you might see your business popping, but you also need to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
When you are now out of your depth, you need to move.
Be honest.
You need to say, listen, I don't know where to go from here. So I'm going to have to hire. Plus, you've grown the business up to a certain point. So you now can even afford to get someone to come.
Okay, as everyone done, I want to say something. I'm not hiring a CEO for my business. It's mine. I own the masters. I'll buy Nando's. It's my life. I'm not hiring a CEO when I can run the business. I started it. It's my show. It's my Kemotakasewama. Unahana
studio.
Watseu. I own those masters. Don't come here and tell me nothing. It's my business.
Hey.
Why are you crying?
Story, eh?
Why are you crying? I'm just saying I wouldn't hire a CEO if I were to run a company or start of a company.
You know, Pori is a special one. I saw him comparing himself to Drake, saying that he understands why everyone is hating on Drake, which means only one thing, that he's the Drake of SA. So Pori, just to give a bit of context, so Pori came on live this past week, and I would like to believe that he had a lot of things he needed to take out. Part of them, it's this thing, the argument that keeps on coming about Kabza the Small, number one, right?
What about him?
So people from back in the day, even when he started working with Kabza, people were saying he's exploiting Kabza, he's using Kabza, he doesn't produce, he just puts his name there, and then now it becomes the Scorpion Kings and what. So he actually addressed that part, right? Before we get to the Masters and Nandos. He actually addressed that part. So he was saying that, yes, he worked with Kabza, but Kabza was... he came up with all of the ideas under the Kabza music and everything else, especially the features and everything else, because he's got the connects, right? And he says, he actually addressed it and says that actually there was a point whereby him and Kabza were not that cool. It's because people were getting to Kabza. There was a time where Kabza came to him and said, Mfana, Scorpion Kings, I see it. But why does it say under the DJ Maphorisa and Kabza? Why can't it say Kabza and DJ Maphorisa?
Why you first?
And he was like, but it's one and the same thing. But he said, this is now Pori, he said, okay, but I could see that actually this thing is getting to him. So I switched it. I made it Kabza and Maphorisa under Scorpion Kings. And then he came again, Kabza. He was like, music, what was Scorpion Kings? And then he was like, you know what, it's fine. I'm just gonna remove myself then. That's the reason why Kabza or both of them haven't released music in the past. Well, they do still work together because you do get a feature of Matumane, who's a singer, right? So he addressed that part. He was saying that, listen, you guys got to Kabza and I had to remove myself, and I did, right? Even though we still work, but we don't work like we used to work before.
That's crazy.
The other thing that he was addressing is the masters thing. And he was saying that, just in short, music that is recorded at his studio with his resources and his Nando's belongs to him. It's his. He's got the masters. Well, literally, he's got the masters because the master is what remains on the computer after making the music. But he's got the masters. So, what's your take?
That's our take. One. Nah, get it before.
Maphorisa mfana. I'm touched by it,
Okay.
I'm touched by it because, like, you're not allowing the money to be distributed evenly. Oh, it's Ashwana.
But he's saying the expenses aren't distributed evenly. That's why the money
But
comes.
you know, to be honest, I don't think you can even compare the expenses to electricity, Nando's, to the expenses to after you've maybe
Made a hit song.
Made a hit song, the killer one. So I you can't put them on the in comparison and say, okay, fine, cool, but it's because
And measure them
fine.
against the same
If
way.
we're spending, on a day,
Yeah.
1K. Yeah.
the 1K buyer, 5 people. Every let's say 4. Ne? Tapana ndo sebo ma 2 clipper, full chicken. Akir. Maybe tlatlal koli, whatever. Electricity. How long?
100 rand.
Kila one.
Yeah.
Meti. What else is there? 1 ton. So yes.
Le botjwalanyana gore ba bereke ka vibe ba ke re le habli.
Kopo kenya maikutlo.
Kalibala software mo hara computer.
My software.
Come on,
No,
guys.
software.
No, like shebe so. The philosophy that I think Maphorisa had to bua handle. So his delivery was off.
Was rude.
Yeah. Ne? But
rude.
if it was said if it was delivered well,
Respectfully.
it's
and
basically what labels are doing.
are doing. Facts.
Because if when you wanna own your masters, go rent a studio. Simple as that.
That's what he said too.
I understand that. So remember, he also had to cough up money to make that studio. It's not easy. That's the reason why
That's what he said too.
Li software.
the computer,
That's what he said too.
Hey,
operating
expensive
system.
software.
the operating system. Then it's all depending on what type of music genre you're into. The mics and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And besides that, his time being there.
But okay.
And his
I'm listening,
guidance.
sorry.
But my thing is also
And he's what?
in
Guidance.
his guidance. That's true, right? Because we all know in the industry, gore o operating so we are affiliated to someone who is so he's not just a musician, he's in the music business because he fully understands how it works.
Okay.
However, there's a lot he said on his rant, right? He said things like Luna mo industry I could say nahana lebo man just because ke follow ke DM ke ikokobetsa unana ke uncenga unana umang. Humility goes a long way in the industry. I go back to what you're saying. He's spitting facts.
Can I ask you?
But how he's
So
saying
he
it
said
is just
humility goes away.
oh, he said on that live, he's like, Luna like, and I'm papela Luna. Lena
Can I
gana le
ask
bo mang happy ya shwa go DM mo ko chaila gore ke batla ke a o DM fela ke shebela wena ke wena favor o eng wena like you know that vibe. And that's where because even in the comment sections it was hot. The only thing Mahu was commenting was, where are you? Maybe now what to record because but KB came back. I was like, Ntwana, ukwata wena. Like when you rude ne ayiko. So he was pushing the same thing out Ntwana. Ngamani bazele ngenando siyabo nan kuspaneke. Like iba nobuntu. KB was just saying iba nobuntu wabo.
Arrogance.
Abuye ari nga wena le dipipi tsa di sex tape wena The KB was like, I knew you were gonna do that. Ntoko botsa nyona ke re ko wena yeah umudimo to that extent. But nna ke re ko wena go back to where I'm saying I never otlolata motho o gullible who flew off of TikTok and just because you said hi you expect them to understand. Do you tell them that in the beginning?
Exactly.
That you
That's
own
what
the
I was
masters.
also gonna get into.
When they start popping, you say fuck off. Get do it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
If you say you own the masters, are you also saying anything that has to do with that song, promotion, what are you handling? No. When the part of the game that work for you, and then you thrive off their ignorance, and yet you gonna say I'm looking out for you, which for me was also.
And then you know what's fucked up? Maphorisa le na utwa under people's wings. Akusawupolifika kalawa or
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
I think he
for the
was in the
longest of-
Uhuru.
Yeah, he was.
Uhuru.
for the longest of time he had guidance. I think what Prince KB is saying goes a long way. Like ska exploit that mode. You know what? You can like just be upfront.
Yes,
Be
from the
upfront.
get
That's
go.
what KB
to say
is saying.
that's the first thing.
Arantwana, KB akazathi uyahlanya software ayiduri. Uthe ntwana, into uyenzayo ayikho fair.
Ayikho sharp.
Ngoba you thrive from their ignorance.
Yes.
Ungazothi KB anyeke live uzothi kimi utheki.
Yeah.
When I shout you out and I say unswembu asisipayini hype yafa bese uzozenza umuntu ngami
And you must
ngibhekela.
remember-
Athi camthi var ungazothi ambhekela ngoba now uyazibhekela ngoba if you keep on affiliating with these young hot ones now irrelevance yakho isapusheka.
So you must also remember a lot of talent in the country is not clued up on the music industry. So there's no way that Ulimuncha, just because Utsiba Ubina, then you're expected to already know how it actually works.
You know what I mean?
So you're right to say the first thing that was supposed to actually happen is that expectations. Let's set expectations to say, okay, fine. Where now, if this thing pops, get up guy, what percentage? That's another thing I actually wanted to ask. What percentage is he taking? Is he taking everything?
He owns the masters, bro.
Papa. Akona
1 ton.
percentage.
So that's why,
He
Giri, if
owns
that's the
freaking
case, then that's
everything.
But you
That's
know,
brutal,
I
bro.
think
that is super brutal.
I think the biggest fuck up of this all is the law. Is the law.
So-
Like,
KG.
let them at
Ntwana
least-
KG.
But what I'm saying is, ne,
Ntwana KG. Anyeke imancane. I won't come up ntwana nasi studio yangibona ukuthi ngiyaphana
dog.
ngenzana. Ngizoyenza music now. And as in like be fair. Lalela. I'm coming up no uthi kimi hey man ngiyakubona uNtswembu ozasosipana. Ngiyazwakala ngizosipana. How mina ngibona kune vibe lana kunama chicken
Mamela, you speaking about it morally.
But
I'm
at the
saying
same
legally,
time-
he's doing nothing illegal.
Fine.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
is. You are thriving off of their ignorance. They did not sign and give you full rights
What
to
you're
their
saying-
master.
what you're saying is morally incorrect. That's why that's why Prince KB is saying
But
Iba
isn't-
fair.
isn't
You
they-
understand? But legally, he's not doing anything
Okay,
wrong.
fine.
He,
He might not be-
is.
he
I
might
did
not be
not
doing-
sign under you. Kitile mo
You
rotloetsa
don't need
music.
to sign,
Oh,
Karen.
But look, he might not be doing
for example-
it illegally, ne? It might not be illegal.
My man.
But now, instinct, like not even
That's what I'm
instinct, but
saying. You guys are up
I
going
know
on
it's
a moral
moral,
campus.
ne? But I
For
don't care,
example-
Nardula. When we get there and sit down, I know as a person that I'm getting this song produced with, ne? You're the singer. You're the singer. I'm now the one who is going to be handling the admin around Jakabodi Nando's and both of us. Right now, you already know, okay, you're going to get something out of this. I get it. In your head, you would think, okay,
If I did not sign,
Yabina,
I can take.
I'm going to be
shit
getting
and
something
go.
out of it.
You know,
Aka sign.
Okay,
Akuna mo
what's about-
kidumelani.
Marasekicho, like in your mind, right now, you're expecting to get something. I get it.
I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying. You guys are going on a moral campus. For example, if we are pick
This
and
law
pay,
is shit.
When a moral rant.
if you guys really are pick and pay, you don't sign to enter. But if you get hurt in pick and pay, legally, you can sue them for being hurt in
Depending on what hurt you there, because they want to have another
Yes,
rights of admission
yes.
and whatever. But
You
yeah.
don't have to go too technical into it. But if we just go into the scope of things, you don't have to sign to enter to go in there. But if you get hurt in there, they can be legally held to liable to that. You understand? So that's why he's also saying, Hore, legally, I can own your masters because you use my shit. But morally, it's incorrect. That's what I'm saying, Hore. At least the law can guide on the and entertainment industry. Because kid youngster, mostly batuba high school or just
Yeah.
fresh out of high school, they
That's
don't
how
know
it
much
works.
about
Yeah,
the
they're
world.
excited.
You
Yeah.
understand that?
Ufelis?
Now go shoot.
Okay.
Hey.
So I think you guys with the whole situation, you are missing the part where I think I said this on the black brain thingy when I was trying to come up from a fair point of view with
Okay,
regards to
go
those auditions, right?
Okay, go
I was saying that, what did I say? I said
go
that they
choose.
needed to be fair to those people that were auditioning there, right? And then I corrected myself. I was like, you know what? You can't be fair when it comes to business, because business is business. And in this case too, business is business, right? Maphorisa is running a business, guys.
Ake khani Joe, but also ntotsa di chong mamel. Lona
Exploiting.
And also,
le expectation.
let me
ake
finish this
khani.
first. Let me finish this first. Also, I can tell you right now that even if there was a discussion up front whereby Maphorisa was saying, I'm going to own these masters, those kids were still gonna say, okay, no problem.
Ake khani, mara
It's
etse
because-
jwalo from the beginning.
But we don't know.
Hore nana, go so, ha o le mo ke ya ka ke own
Those
what.
kids are hungry, bro. And this is
Sharp.
Maphorisa. They're going to say yes either way.
Ke khani, but at least what I'm saying is tell them in the beginning. And also what you guys are saying, I'm not saying I kukisani loan, but guys, allegedly, actually, fuck allegedly. This is the same person, or if you say to him, you know what? Fuck your studio. Nando sekebukai. I'll share. I'll use mine. Marco batla fun so. Just because you don't fully want to depend on him and you don't give him the access to own your masters, he's gonna fucking block you.
Exactly.
He's gonna fucking block you.
Exactly.
Who did he block, though?
Exactly. I'm telling you, Maphorisa. It's under.
You
It's
cannot be asking
undercover.
that question.
Who did he block?
Wow. Sure. Not name dropping, but dude, so many people balaka this guy who just because
Yeah, this is not the first incident.
Let's use one example.
I'm not gonna
It's not
do
the
it.
first incident.
Tuli, that's what that to second in the industry. That's why he's a gatekeeper of the industry.
And that is known, guys.
Oh, yes,
like
I
I'm not trying
remember-
to disrespect him. I'm not trying to
remember
be
Mickey
gossipy,
saying the same
but
thing.
it's the truth. It's what he does. And yes, it's a
And
business
that's
and it's how
brutal,
it goes.
bro. That is-
Maphorisa, okay, yeah, kitaka. Sharp. Mara, if you say to Maphorisa right now, Grotman, wait king, I give out only the masters, he gets to try.
Minaj.
I said, big brother, it doesn't give
It's a
a
big
fuck about
brother,
why.
too.
Why?
I
And you
know
don't
school.
put out Oshebelana.
That's why I made that statement, Hori. It's sad because he also came under the wing of other people.
Yeah.
But
He's
also,
never willing
also,
to fully play the mentor without benefit.
Also, the music that he made under Kalawa, he doesn't own it.
So Leno Basho Hubisa
It's
speech.
how the game works.
Charge it to the game. So we're saying charge it to the
And he
game.
was also first from the streets of Pretoria because he's a dope producer. He doesn't own anything that he made under Kalawa.
I'm
That's
just
how the game works. The game
Sharp.
is cold.
and there's no VIP section. One time for the camera, two times for the babies in
Yeah,
case
I
you missed it.
understand.
I'm gonna leave it where it is. All I'm gonna say is I'm not coming for you. I just wish you could be a bit more considerate. Are we done? Are we wrapping this up?
It's fine.
Yes, BTWs. There's a lot that happened this week. I'm so mad, but the show gotta go on. You know, there's a lot that happened this week in the music industry, in the music biz. I'm gonna start off my BTW with Justin Timberlake. He's back. Came up with a brand new track. It's called Selfish. It's like an earworm. Very nice track. I let the boys listen to it, and we didn't want to talk about it because we want to do it on camera. So, what do the boys think about it quickly? Yes, no, maybe out of 10. Let's just do it a rate out of 10.
I mean, I'll give it a 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it
A 6.
a 6 for now
You
because
said you wanted to grow on you.
yes, but it's not the Justin I know.
Okay.
You
That's
know?
okay.
It sounds more like a Bieber.
Yeah, it sounds more like a Bieber now,
Which
you
is
know?
weird.
And I was not
That's where the money is.
impressed.
The reason I say 6, and like, let me say a 5.
Hey, yo.
Taking it further down.
Hey, well, like,
It's not the song I'll download and keep on my phone.
Practically.
It's a nice song, yes, but it's not a song I will download and keep on my phone. If it's Lala Radio, I wouldn't change the station. I'll listen to it. If Carolina is Lala, I'll maybe bob my head to it. But I never get downloaded. Not on my own time. Hey, here come my man like Justin Timberlake. Jealous.
I would.
Selfish.
I would.
I think it's a dope track.
I would. I think it's a dope track too. It's just that I haven't heard it on
Properly.
Like, you know.
I
type of-
can't help
But
it.
I feel like it's a dope track.
Okay, another PTW. Yo, guys, Logan, she's leaving Caskanda world. Yo, it's coming down. It's falling. It's stadiuming. It's pretty portfolio there. He's leaving. And he made like such a huge, like a whole PR message saying, I'm so sorry. I love
decent
you.
one.
Ungsizile, ungtope, ebukhashwini. Ila ma message Maphorisa wafuna. Askoda. Like ungtope ebukhashwini, mara man mina ngiyabonga. Why are they leaving? Because it's more than one person. Hey yo!
So also Roy is leaving. So
What's going on? What's cooking oil there?
Loki and Royal are both of them are leaving. I feel like KO at this point he needs to stop signing artists because those two boys he never pushed them.
He tried. I just wanna see my people.
Just by association, that was the time he was pushing them. He stopped like 2 years ago.
You know,
No, they took out a song last year. My favorite song. No debating. Oh, no, that's not the one. There's another one. They took out a song last year. One of my favorite
I don't
songs.
even know the song.
Yeah, it's Kinda World. It's Logi, she, and First Things First.
That
That
song didn't even go anywhere, bro. I only know that verse. I don't know the song.
But you know the.
I know the verse.
Okay.
you know when I
it
used
comes
to
from there.
used to manage artists, né? This one artist, he said something that always stuck by my head, is that I will never sign to a label where it's managed, where the owner
another
and the
artist.
manager is another artist. They will never, like what
Yeah.
LSG is saying, they won't push you as much.
Yeah.
Look at any label that's owned and managed by an artist.
By a
and tell
businessman
me,
and-
besides him, which other artist is actually
Well, the
making it?
only person I
Young
can
Money.
do a comparison with is. Yeah, Young Money, they did
Young
it.
Money.
Yeah, Lil Wayne did it.
Lil Wayne
But it
and
makes
Nicki,
sense.
at some point, they
Cassper-ish,
got
but
over famous.
Yeah, like look at Drake.
I think it's the only one that I know of.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, it's him.
What do you mean?
What I mean, it's his personality.
Wonke umuntu abantu mapushana
If you look at Young
masizana.
Money, it wasn't only Drake and Nicki. Those are the superstars that made it.
Nele Tiger.
Tiger,
can't remember who else.
And if I understand, if I
I'm
recall
good.
correct, Young Money Tiger wasn't fully under Young Money.
Oh.
He was just there because Nabata Wayne Amupush.
Ah.
So Little Wayne is not like Maphorisa, about gatekeeper. He lets everyone in. And
Also, so what do you mean like Maphorisa
And then
keep?
also-
no, I'm not. I'm just going on.
Then why we take them?
But what I'm saying is, a lot of, besides international, even locally, a lot of labels that are owned and managed by another artist, but let's say under the same.
Yeah, but it makes sense because I mean you're trying to push yourself. So if you're trying to push yourself, how are you going to push the next person?
Are you
You know,
BTW
the
guys?
crazy thing, the thing is, let me stay on this topic a young bit. The other thing is that when those artists, for an example, all the Cash Time live artists that were there back in the day, your Kidex, I forgot the others, all of them,
Kidex was signed under Cash Time.
Yeah.
bro.
I didn't know.
That's where he
Sorry.
came up.
It's so.
Anyway, all of those artists, same thing with Cassper, Tseho, Nadia Nakai, and the others. I can't think of any other labels,
Ooh, besides
right?
those two.
No, I'm thinking of other labels between that were signed by
Even that
artists.
producer in Swimbo, Ulavayako Family Tree.
Oh yes, Gemini Major.
Yeah.
When you think, yes, it's not a good thing to sign under an artist. However, the pattern is when those artists leave that label, they don't become as relevant as they used to be.
Perfect example. I love you.
So what do you
don't
think
need
happens?
Fifi Cooper. Do you see how flat she fell after Ambition? I'm so sorry. I don't.
What do
mean
you
it in
think
a bad
happens?
Way.
It's different with Fifi because she was
sorry,
signed
I
by a
don't mean it in
label
a
and
bad
not
way,
by
sorry.
I think the artist, not these two, the one that just left now, KO. No, those ones they were never pushed. They're not like your Kidex and whoever because they were big back in the day. I think these artists they underestimate the main artist that is on the label that signed them.
That signed them.
They underestimate the
So
resources
do
and
you
everything
think
that they bring
do you
to
think
the table.
it's an issue of okay, I'm known now.
Yeah,
Fuck you, I'm gone.
But
I'm gonna be as relevant,
I'm gonna be bigger than you.
You
Type
have
of
a
thing.
and they don't.
And they okay.
Actually, they go down from there.
Because I was about to
You have a
ask to
point,
say,
but
is
sometimes-
it because of that? Or could it be that thing out, okay, can I spread my wings now and then you block me?
They don't know what it takes.
Okay.
They
So it
think they
is an
can do
issue
it,
of
but they don't
maybe
know
a
what it
little bit
takes.
of too much confidence from
Yeah.
the artist who's now leaving,
You think you've
thinking
arrived,
that they will
but you don't know the
manage it on
muscle
their own.
that's pushing you.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, keep
Because
BTW to it.
also that
You
association,
guys are going deep.
it speaks volumes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, that's why they
but
were
some of them
where
are
they
not
were.
even lightweights. For example, Black Coffee and Tule.
Yeah.
Tule fine, he was a smaller
I
kid
never
in the
give
block
up, I'm okay.
than Coffee, but he was also a music giant. Even Lana Katotoko Coffee, he's still making it fine, not in our face in SA, but internationally still touring.
Machita, keep BTW.
Okay,
Come
we
back.
can move on. We can move on.
Another
Taiba.
BTW. Nele bua re Skomota we tsang a ke tsebe ke brand ambassador ya political party. Go kala go ngata.
Well, ANC is exploiting Skomota. That's just to put it bluntly, right? ANC is exploiting Skomota because how dare you use Skomota to campaign?
How dare they use Shiva shit for EFF? They're using Sis
Shebe shit can
Maria
make
for
his own
EFF.
decisions.
Sharp, ne?
Is it gonna make what?
Sherry shit can make his own
okay.
his decisions.
Yeah, okay.
No, but no, you know what I hate about SA politics? They
It's a
just,
gimmick.
they just, how can I say?
Frivolous.
Influencers. Why are they fetching entertainment artists? Why can't they fetch
Because
a
they've got
doctor?
the numbers, because they
But
got
listen.
people's attention.
Why don't they fetch
Intellectuals, yeah, right.
Because
Because
intellectuals don't appeal
who
to
used
normal
to be
people.
the head, yeah, UCT. She gets numbers on,
Mamoketi Pakeng.
yeah, she gets numbers on Twitter.
Because
Yeah,
she's
but
smart and
she
she's got a
doesn't-
mind of her own.
She doesn't appeal to the TikTok
Yeah, like the
user.
people.
No,
for an
I get
example.
that. But politics doesn't even, not politics, né? Our politicians don't even feed our entertainers.
They don't.
But when it's campaign
It's
time,
only campaign
they'll
they
season.
run to them.
They pay them though.
But
For
that's
campaign
not-
season.
my
no.
point is, what their mandate is of what they say they're going to deal
Totally
with.
separate, yeah.
They don't attend to those when it's campaign time.
They don't.
So for the mere fact, Hore, how campaign or the food stamps and the food parcels, clearly there's a starving or hunger problem.
And you know it.
And you know it. And
Why
that's how you.
Why after Skomota Atlato shake a mouth to Osakenye Mutu, who's gonna say how they're gonna deal with the hunger problem?
Because we don't
That's what
care
I'm saying.
about
Is why
it.
don't they fetch intellectuals? I'm not saying they should disregard entertainers completely, but why don't they fetch intellectuals and
Because-
say, "Here's a problem. This is how we can deal with it."
Because intellectuals will never get involved because they are intellectual. They know
They
you
brainwash
and your
people.
nonsense.
But as you're
This
saying,
is
they're paying
brainwashing.
them. They're paying them.
Still.
They can pay. No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, Hore, you an EFF member. We're gonna pay you for your services. Do this for us. It's like engineer Eskom.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're ANC affiliated.
Yeah.
But for your expertise,
Yeah.
this is a problem we're facing. This is what we're trying to tackle. How about Skomota to shake them out? To Kapa Sheba Shita to track awena.
Shit
Then you
awena.
speak what the problem is and how we'll be addressing it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, I don't think it works. I think for them it's just numbers, get people to talk about us. And I wish they also understood, like we said on the previous episode, that numbers and attendance on retweets does not relay into votes. I wish they were
Facts.
cognizant of
But
that.
NC finally like brainwash about so fucking badly. Because what I know, they know okay, the people are loving Skomota. So what's happening? They want that specific person. So attention yanong moyen. So obviously about Skomota can say skip us a NC. You're gonna be like, okay, fine, cool.
Guys, let's tell the truth. It doesn't work like that.
NC masepa. If I'm a fan of Skomota, you know, chances are that, you know, I'm gonna get drawn into that shit.
Guys,
Obviously, if,
can we tell
you
the
know-
truth? It doesn't work like that. I like Sis Maria. She's campaigning for the EFF. She. I
You're an
don't care.
intellectual. You're an intellectual. That's the thing.
And that's why intellectuals will never ever become influencers or affiliate themselves with any kind of party because they have a mind of their own. They do not let
But
their
that's
love
who
for
we
other
need.
people. Shut up, guys. Any other PTWs? Let's get out of here. It's getting hot in the
Hey
sea.
guys, Cassper bought a Maybach. That thing looks.
What are those two cars that he had that matched?
What is it? Aston. What?
Bentleys.
What's the
The
difference?
Bentley and the Rolls.
It's a Bentley and a McLaren.
What's the okay? So
Wait,
what?
that
what
match doesn't what colors or?
no, like I get. Wa khopela na di rekile vele di le two, di khata di le two, so.
Oh, the McLaren and the. Okay.
So okay.
So
So
the
what car does he
Maybach.
have now?
The Maybach.
What's that? What's the
It's
thing?
it's like a Mercedes, nah?
Yeah, Mercedes.
Luxury range.
Yeah, like top of the
Yo,
range.
So, okay, like Rolls Royce. Like, PM owns Rolls Royce. So, Maybach is the same. Benz owns Maybach.
So these companies like BM Mercedes, these are their luxury babies.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, also on the Cassper thing,
Fancy. Country way now.
Cassper's money is long, guys.
My money long.
Nah, Casper's money is long. He hasn't really. Well, he dropped an album last year, which he
Yeah.
never marketed, right? However, he's still buying Maybachs.
Dog.
That's why I'm saying his money is long, dog. Why are you saying he doesn't have money?
It's only McLaren. He didn't buy it.
Apparently.
He
They
didn't
took
buy
it back. Yeah, no, he didn't buy it. They took it back after. What happened? It was a sponsor. It was either a sponsorship or he was leasing it. Then they took it back. Cassper doesn't have that long money, guys. That's why the image that is pushing. I'm a bit.
So is it like an IG thing?
Yeah.
That's fucked up if it is an IG thing.
For him.
You got me excited for nothing, man.
I mean, if he's doing that, then he's not
But it's
doing
yours.
himself any justice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's pointless.
It's also feeding to, you know how the artists in America the grills and the chains and all
Yeah,
that.
it's like that lifestyle.
Remember,
don't own
when it
them.
comes to entertainment, only like 1% are raking it, bro.
And one thing
Even ba state ba lapile ska ba bona mtsa the
Right
Nah,
spinners.
but you
one thing I've
Right
also
spinners.
realized about South African entertainment is that the ones that have real money
Shut
don't
the fuck
flash.
up.
yeah.
Listen, I've seen it. The ones that have real long money.
Like Black Coffee.
They
Black
don't
Coffee
flash,
has
they don't
those cars,
flash.
but he never shows them.
Yeah.
I never posted like a mistake.
He doesn't.
I never posted
He
the chat to do that, man.
doesn't.
$dollars. Oh.
Dog. Yes.
So hey man, I think that's about it, boys. We done? We nice? We fresh?
Yeah.
Or you still want to simmer on it? You look like you want to cook today.
Nah, I'm fresh. I'm nice.
I feel like switching the camera so you can see that the Dark Knight is dressed up today. We want to talk about it. We want to
Oh,
see what
yeah.
the boys dressed up.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Should we
man,
say
thank you. Yeah, sounds like
Should we
guys.
say it?
Sibongela kakhulu.
Man.
Nisjoinile for Panda for empty step. Shout out, man, to the Street Squad for joining us today. You know, it's all love. And don't forget, hit the notification bell. Tell another friend or tell another friend. More Radbusa. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Now, money's gotta go. We don't know where. Bye.
Thank you.
Yo.